gauntlet are whole again. What do I do with them?
Together, they make too tempting a target. Let's separate them until a new Drafa can be called. I'll hold the staff. Stefan, the crown, and Lord Bacaro. Would you guard the gauntlet?
The crown will be safe here in Castle Mornard.
I am honored by your trust. The Society of the Steadfast will protect the gauntlet.
You continue to amaze me, friend. Your efforts on Ifilon went beyond the call of a mere mercenary. Thank you. While the Druid circles choose new leaders and the Fire Song regain our trust, it's better that we separate the regalia for now. Tradition demands that together they acknowledge a new Druid king. Since no Druid is ready to make that claim, better that Laurel, Bacaro, and I keep them safe. Galen is at peace. The dread sails have dispersed. The Druid war has ended. Now, I face a new challenge, more intimidating than 1,000 foes. I must take my father's place as Count, leader of my house, steward of Galen, and loyal vassal of High King Emmerich. There are wounds to heal, things to tear down and build anew. Old grievances led to the madness of the Fire Song, the rage of the Ascendant Order. No more. The people of Galen, druids, nobles, and townsfolk alike, are one. I will lead them as such. Thank you for giving me that opportunity, my friend.
Time for a drink then, and a toast to the hero of Galen.
Thank the moons, Zaji was worried you left with the tide. Lady Arabelle sent this one with urgent news. Well, Lady Arabelle doesn't exactly trust Zaji with all the details, but she did impress upon Zaji that she had urgent matters to discuss with you. So, she sent Zaji to find you. Oh, she said, Zaji, I have urgent matters to discuss with our friend. Go find them, dear, and tell them to come talk to me at Mandrake Manor. That's exactly how she said it. Ask Haska, she heard it too. Come to think of it, this must be about the peace talks. Queen Irene and the other leaders are quite annoyed that the talks haven't started yet. Hurry, friend, go to Mandrake Manor and tell Lady Arabelle that Zaji sent you, just like she asked. No, and Queen Irene grows more annoyed with every rise and fall of the sun. Inactivity pains her. Lord Bacaro keeps delaying, and Lady Arabelle isn't sure what to do. But these are details that Zaji isn't aware of. You should talk to her.
Politics. If there's one thing I hate more than those Ascendant Order bastards, it's politics. Hopefully, between you and Lady Arabelle, we can finish this business. Then Zaji and I can finally turn our full attention to restoring the pounds.
Five Claw, Zaji has news!
Sir Balman told me how insistent you were, Galfin. Called you a royal pain in the arse.
I couldn't bear thinking of you trapped in a cage on Ifilon. If my complaints help convince Sir Stefan to save you and the others, I can live with the insult.
Sir Stefan and the Mainlander. They saved us all and put an end to Archdruid Orlaith, and brought me back to you.
see you, my dear. Zaji found you, I take it. Come, we have much to discuss. I'm glad Zaji found you. Sometimes he actually manages to surprise me. You've already done so much. I hesitate to ask, but Lord Bacaro is reluctant to move forward with the peace talks while the Ascendant Order remains a threat. The Ascendant Lord and his minions are still out there somewhere. Lord Bacaro is hesitant to proceed when an attack could occur at any moment, but I can't keep the Alliance leaders here much longer. Their patience with the situation grows thin. They are a proud and fickle lot, but they have one thing in common, dear. They respect you. Go to the city palace and talk to them. Ask them to remain patient. Then speak to Lord Bacaro. See if you can convince him to let me get things started. Find the Alliance leaders at Gonfalon Palace and convince them to wait just a little longer. After that, look for Lord Bacaro at the city's western docks. He's been there for days, overseeing the Society of the Steadfast relief efforts for Galen. I had to put them somewhere, dear, and Mandrake Manor isn't large enough to keep them comfortable and adequately separated. There's more than enough room in the palace to make sure they don't engage in any unchaperoned squabbling. That would never work. It took untold hours of planning and preparation to get them here in the first place, and then we nearly lost them on multiple occasions. No, this is our one chance for peace. We won't get another if they leave. According to the reports I received, you were there, my dear. You saw firsthand the destruction at Vastir, the rumblings from Ifilon. The Society of the Steadfast is sending aid to the islands as quickly as their ships can make the journey. Lord Bacaro Valores, philanthropist and founder of the Society of the Steadfast. He and his organization have gone to great lengths to assist those impacted by the Three Banners War and other catastrophes, such as what's happening on Galen. He's sponsoring them, dear, and he's paying our salaries, so keep that in mind when you go to talk with him. Get Lord Bacaro to agree to let me begin the peace talks, and then we can get High King Emmerich and the others to the table.
They've separated us, have us under constant guard. I feel like a prisoner. And all because Lord Bacaro wants to maintain the sanctity of his peace talks. But I want to hear your news. Where have you been, my friend? Druids and sea elves? Huh. Impressive as always. And have you learned anything more about the Ascendant Order and its mysterious lord? Yes. For a Breton noble, Lady Arabelle seems quite competent. I know my father trusts her, despite her ties to Emmerich and the Covenant. We'll get to it. I can't wait to get out of this room so we can finally start talking.
Do you bring news, my friend? Is Lord Bacaro ready to summon us so we can finally engage in the discussions of peace? Well, that's something, at least. I swear, though, if something doesn't change soon, I'm going to call for Captain Zaji and return to my own domain. I've been absent long enough as it is. Locked away for my safety is not what I had imagined when I agreed to attend this conference. I'll abide a little longer, but my royal patience is growing quite thin. Go, my friend. End the threat so we can get to the business that brought us here.
I used to enjoy my visits to the archipelago. It was a welcome change from the hustle and bustle of my court. But because of the Ascendant order, I'm practically a prisoner in here. But tell me, what have you been up to? More druidic traitors? I really must have a talk with their elders. And they were working with sea elves. That's not an alliance I would have predicted. But what about the Ascendant order? Any sign of them or their lord? Aha, Arabelle. She's never failed me yet. Give her whatever help she requires. I haven't spoken to Irene or Ernskar since the celebration. I think I actually miss them. The guards are overly protective of us and we've had practically no contact. No. Lord Bacaro wants the peace talks to occur under controlled conditions. He's worried that if left to our own devices, we'd start another war. And I can't say he's wrong. We're all a bit hot-headed and stubborn, if you hadn't noticed.
Get these supplies on board. The people of Galen need our assistance.
I'll take care of things here on High Isle in your absence, Lord Bacaro. May the Society's efforts on Galen bring the people of Vestir some relief.
Haha! The defender of the three thrones and the savior of the sisters. I'm afraid you've caught me at a bad time. The Society of the Steadfast is needed in Vestir, and my ship is ready to depart. I decided to oversee the relief efforts personally. Lady Arabelle uses every weapon in her arsenal. I suppose that's why I hired her. But the timing isn't right, my friend. There's too much at stake to risk another setback. Once the most recent threats have been eliminated, then we may begin. I was about to send word to Lady Arabelle. My scouts reported new Ascendant Order activity at the DeFort shipyards. I sent a messenger there to confirm these reports, but they have yet to return. I fear Duchess Alea has fooled us all. After you discovered that her brother was the Ascendant Magus and killed him, Duchess Alea claimed no involvement. She was stoic in her grief and assured me her brother acted without her permission or foreknowledge. Since you're here, if you're still working with Arabelle, then you can look into the validity of this threat. Discover what became of my messenger at the DeFort shipyards. That would ease my mind while I aid Vestir and get us closer to starting the peace talks.
forward, 2 steps back.
Cyclo! Terrible news! Lady Arabelle has succumbed to some unknown malady. She's upstairs in bed waiting for you.
Welcome back, dear. And wipe that expression off your face. I'm not dead yet.
Lady Arabelle.
I want to hear all about your conversations with the Alliance leaders and Lord Bakara, dear. But I think we need to deal with this situation I find myself in first, if that's all right with you. Poison, I should think. It has all the usual signs. Right after you left, I received a package. My favorite wine, and a note of congratulations for saving the Alliance leaders. I should have known better than to pour a glass, but here we are. The note was suspiciously vague about that. If I hadn't been tired and thinking about 12 dozen other things, that should have set off a warning bell. Instead, no matter. Tell me, is Lord Bakara ready to start the peace talks? How can that be? Duchess Alea assured me she had retaken control of her shipyards. We'll deal with that later. Right now, I need you to figure out where that package came from. Determine who wants me out of the way. Nothing has been touched. Everything is still exactly where I left it. Examine the note and bottle carefully. See if you can trace them back to their origin. And talk to Ravana. She's been working to identify the poison and figure out an antidote. My life is in your hands. More often than you might expect, actually, comes with the territory. I am rather famous, dear. Still, I should have been more careful. I can't afford to make a mistake like that again. People who send expensive gifts usually want to take credit. Just guesses. I suspected the Ascendant Lord, but your news about the Dufort shipyards concerns me. Did we misjudge Duchess Alea? Was she working with her brother? Is she part of the Ascendant Order? We need evidence before we can make an accusation. Any distinctive markings on the bottle, dear? Aside from the anonymous signature, it's the same as other notes I've received.
Lady Arabelle is fortunate that Zaji sent for me and not one of the Society of the Steadfast's Menders. They wouldn't have been able to counteract the poison. This poison smells slightly of garlic and has all the earmarks of a druidic compound, but its effects remind me of much older recipes. No healer without druidic training would have even recognized some of the ingredients that make up the poison. No, but I have given Lady Arabelle a tincture that will keep her stable and slow down the poison's most deadly effects. I need to return to my workshop, analyze the components, and consult my ancient herbal apothecary. I'm sure I've seen this before. Just what Lady Arabelle asked. Discover where the poisoned wine came from and who sent it. I'll leave more of my tincture with Zaji and give him exact instructions. Then I need to go do research of my own. Meet me at my workshop as soon as you can.
Oh, I really hate being so impotent. Ravana tells me her tincture defers the worst effects of the poison, but I still feel weak, like my blood is on fire. Enough of my problems. Tell me what you saw when you examined the note and the bottle. Let me guess. The 571 vintage. I'd be hard-pressed to refuse such an exquisite wine. Ashcroft's Fine Goods and Imports. Only place on the island that might have any bottles available, other than the Duchess's private stores. Go talk to them, dear. Ask for Fillion Ashcroft, the proprietor. He knows me well and keeps a spot in Bayside Artisans here in town. And while Ravana works on an antidote, I'll send Zaji to make sure the Alliance leaders don't accept any mysterious gifts.
Poison! You must find who would do such a thing to Lady Arabelle. Zaji and Casca will not leave her side. You have my word on that.
Poison is a coward's weapon. I should have smelled it the moment Lady Arabelle uncorked the wine. Go, Five Claw. Find the coward and make them pay. We'll watch over Lady Arabelle, I promise.
You were there. Did Indania really rise from the dead?
Welcome to Ashcroft's Fine Goods and Imports. I am Fillion Ashcroft, proprietor and expert on all things luxurious and exquisite. What might I help you with today? Let me see. Yes, a fine vintage. Very fine indeed. I may have sold a bottle or two recently, but I don't make a habit of discussing my clients' orders. What is this about, if I may be so bold? What? I had no idea! Lady Arabelle is one of my best customers. I swear on my reputation, that wine left this shop unaltered. In fact, I only made one sale that included this particular vintage recently. It was a rather large order, in fact. Oh, this is awkward. Castle Navir's seneschal placed the order, claimed he needed to replenish the cellars for Duchess Alea, and demanded I sell back the wine I had purchased from them. That exact vintage, to be precise. You'll want to talk to them.
Hero of the Sisters, you're always welcome here. The Duchess will see you in the Night's Wing.
What about me? I've been waiting hours to make my delivery.
The Duchess is much too busy right now, courier. Take your wagon to the jousting tents. The Duchess will send someone to deal with you shortly.
Lady Arabelle's assistant? How good to see you again. But I don't remember your name on my schedule today. Did we have an appointment? Do tell. Well, go ahead. After everything you've done for the people of the archipelago, you've earned the right to be direct with me. Lady Arabelle poisoned? Is she all right? But what was that about wine? I haven't placed any orders recently. Not while the castle is still in disrepair. And I haven't appointed a new seneschal since that trouble with Steward Hercian. Again? I thought my knights ran them off after that terrible business with my brother. Thank you for bringing me the news. I'll send a battalion to deal with them right away. I know how this must look, but I am not in league with those malcontents. Did he? Well, I want the Ascendant Lord brought to justice, the same as you. That wine that poisoned Lady Arabelle, was it a Dufort Singular Amber, vintage 571? I received a similar gift this morning. It's in the Knight Commander's private chamber. The Knight Commander insisted that the anonymous gift be tested before I consumed so much as a drop. It's in her private chamber, waiting for one of my handmaidens to come by and taste it. Feel free to perform your own investigation. There's not much to say. It arrived without fanfare, with an anonymous note. The vintage was my father's favorite. He was still new to his role as Duke when the vineyard turned out those precious bottles. We depleted our own stores of that vintage a long time ago. But everyone at court knows I was fond of that wine. We opened a bottle once a year to celebrate my father and the elevation of House Dufort. I was quite sad when we uncorked the last one. What do you think? Did someone send me the same gift that poisoned poor Lady Arabelle? As we discussed, and you no doubt noticed, the letter was unsigned. My Knight Commander insisted on having someone else taste the wine, before she would allow any to pass my lips. I'm just glad you arrived before that happened. Hold on. Earlier you mentioned that the shopkeep claimed that my seneschal placed an order for a large amount of wine. While we did no such thing, one of my sentries informed me that a courier had arrived with an unscheduled delivery. Then your answer may be right outside. I told the sentry to have them wait by the jousting tents until I was ready to deal with the mix-up. Talk to the courier and find out who hired them to deliver the incriminating bottles of wine to my castle. Someone has gone to a lot of trouble to try and remove both myself and Lady Arabelle from the table, while also focusing the blame for this all on me. Speak to the courier and get some answers, or I will. To sow confusion and weaken House Dufort, of course, and to further delay the peace talks, perhaps even scuttle them completely. I have political rivals, but none who would stoop to murder. If I had to guess, this is the work of the Ascendant Order. I fear we'll find the Ascendant Lord's hand on the tiller of most of the recent events that have plagued the archipelago. Call it a feeling deep in my bones. In the meantime, talk to this courier and see what they reveal about whoever hired them.
Are you from the castle? Can I finally make my delivery and be done with this damn job? Ashcrofts? No. Some hooded figures hired me to take some crates to an isolated spot up north. That's where I met another hooded figure. He helped unload my wagon, gave me the crates for Castle Navir, and told me to make the delivery. No names, just enough gold to make me not want to ask any questions. You did hear me say we were in an isolated location, right? But if it helps, they were definitely wearing armor under their hooded cloaks. Knight armor. Right below the cliffs of Garrick's Rest. Look, I know how all this sounds, but I needed this job. Courier work has been hard to come by since the trouble here and on Galen. All I know is I delivered one set of crates and received another for Navir.
Fiveclaw! Zaji has found you! Lady Arabelle wasn't improving, so Zaji went to find Druid Revana. Do not worry, Fiveclaw. Casca stands guard at Mandrake Manor. Instead of giving this one more medicine, Revana sent me to find you. Druid Revana wants you to come to her workshop right away. Do you know where it is? Just west of Gonfalon Bay and north of Druid's Gate. When you see her, remind her that Lady Arabelle still needs the antidote. That makes Zaji feel much better. It was good to get out of the manor and do something. All this waiting makes Zaji's ears itch. This one will head back to the manor and make sure Lady Arabelle is taking her tincture.
Ah, there you are. I hope you've had more success than I, my friend. I thought that I'd be able to replicate an antidote using some of the old recipes in my ancient herbal apothecary, but nothing I've concocted thus far has worked. This poison is proving very resistant to our tried and true elixirs. That's just it. I identified the various plants, root, stem, and leaf, but they aren't those plants. Not exactly. Neither did I, at least not at first. But after careful study, I can see that someone with extensive agricultural knowledge created new and more potent versions of the rare plants used to prepare the poison. Oh, did you discover who sent the wine? Garrick's Rest. Strange magic saturates the wildlife around those ruins. If that's the source of the poison, I'll need samples to craft an antidote. Meet me there. I fear we could be dealing with another rogue druid, and a powerful one at that. We'll need to proceed carefully once we get to Garrick's Rest. If we are dealing with a powerful druid, we won't be able to avoid them for long. That sounds like the Ascendant Order. But only a skilled druid could alter plants and create this vile poison. We know they worked with the Eldertide Circle before. Maybe they still have some druid allies assisting them. The tincture I provided will slow the poison's spread, but it won't hold off the inevitable forever. She should be all right for a while longer, but I do recommend we hurry. Once I have a sample of the plants, I know I can craft an antidote.
The charges include larceny, goat smuggling, fraud, and excessive use of profanity in the presence of the
It appears something heavy was dragged up and down this hill recently. A door. That's definitely where whatever made the marks came from. Be careful. I don't think we're alone down here. The Ascendant Order has been hiding here for a while. Lord Bakara was right to be concerned. Take a look at that pile of paper. The Ascendant Lord is recruiting disillusioned druids after the events on Galen. Insidious.
The three banners rise, long, dazzling shadows of
Those must be the crates the courier delivered. Check the labels. Those were intended for Steadfast Manor. Why deliver them here? See what's inside the open one. Society of the Steadfast Armor. With that, the Ascendant Order could impersonate Steadfast Knights.
keys to our victory.
Look, over on that table. Clear orders to this druid alchemist. We need to find that garden. Is that a key over there? We didn't expect the Ascendant Order to wither away, but I had no idea its roots ran so deep. And it seems they have crept into our most trusted circles. Someone at Steadfast Manor diverted this armor shipment here. Let's review what we uncovered. We know that the Ascendant Lord allied with factions of the Eldertide and Firesong circles, but to actively promote a sacred druidic prophecy to gain followers to his cause. What about those crates we found? Armor that the Ascendant Order can use to impersonate Steadfast Knights. I know Captain Marguerite by reputation. We must talk to her about the shipments. But first, I still need to gather samples of the plants used to make the poison. And I assume the key we found will grant us access to this alchemical garden. Then I can craft an antidote for Lady Arabelle. She and Lord Bakara will know how to best handle this situation once she recovers from the poison. That door. See if the key we found will unlock it. Druid alchemist's workshop. Let's look around.
Here's how we deal with pests in my garden.
What I was looking for, a sister's cave bloom. But I've never seen one with quite that color before. I'll take a sample.
I had a brother at Firebrand Keep. I mourn his loss, but I am grateful you restored order there.
With these, I should be able to craft an antidote. What did you find over there? I gathered enough of the plant to craft an antidote for Lady Arabelle. She will soon be on her way to a full recovery. Did you find anything interesting in the Druid ritual box? That's a shard of the green. I've never seen an intact one before. Long ago, Druids used them to protect sacred locations. The practice withered like leaves on a dying vine, mostly because they were so hard to come by. Hang on to that for now. Now we do exactly what Lady Arabelle would want us to. We follow the clues. Head to Steadfast Manor. We need to talk to Captain Marguerite. I'll meet you there after I start the preparations for the antidote.
That will be all, Sentry. But what's this? A druid and Lady Arabelle's assistant.
Forgive the intrusion, Captain. My friend will explain.
What brings a druid and Lady Arabelle's most trusted assistant to Steadfast Manor? I'm afraid Lord Bacaro is still on Galen leading the relief efforts there. Is there something I can help you with? Interesting. I was informed that those crates were lost at sea, but I suspected there was more going on than a simple accident. Add to that the minor thefts and intruders my knights keep running off, it seems the Ascendant Order has targeted us. You say you found this with the Ascendant Order? That's one of Lord Bacaro's most prized possessions. He usually keeps it down in the cellars with his collection of trinkets from his adventuring days. Those thieves were bolder than I thought. Claiming the Society provides aid to those in need, but it's evident that the Ascendant Order stole from us. You're Lady Arabelle's investigator. Would you check the cellars and help me determine how those thieves got past our security? Take this key. It will open the door to the cellars. Just follow the path to the north toward the dock. If the Ascendant Order is stealing from the Society of the Steadfast, we need to know how and why. The Society of the Steadfast's primary charter involves providing relief to those unfortunate enough to be caught up in war or disaster. Galen was recently rocked by both brutal assaults and volcanic activity. We're sending supplies and healers. Not officially, no, but Lord Bacaro tells me everything. I handle the day-to-day workings of the Society of the Steadfast and command our small contingent of knights. When Lord Bacaro travels, I oversee operations at Steadfast Manor.
That empty sconce. See the druid symbols carved into it? Check if the shard fits into the socket. Just as I suspected, a hidden door. Let's see what other secrets this manor is hiding. A passage leading deeper beneath the manor. Let's see what Lord Bacaro is hiding down here. A druid circle. And an ancient one by the looks of it. I want to get a closer look. This place feels sacred, ancient. Did Lord Bacaro know it was down here? And why keep it a secret? Instead of answers, suddenly we have more questions. Somewhere beneath Steadfast Manor. But if you're asking what purpose it serves, that's an ancient druid circle. It's a place of power and meditation from long ago. As far as I know, the Stone Lore Circle isn't aware this location even exists. I'm not sure, but stones as old as these, They hold memories, emotions from ages past. Some believe they can tap into that power, use it for their own purposes. There may be a perfectly benign reason to keep such a place secret. More often than not, places such as this are forgotten for a reason. Let's see what else we can learn, and depart this ancient hall as soon as we can. Powerful spirits often guard locations such as this. Be careful. Down there. Let's get a closer look. Those carvings, definitely druidic. It looks just like the Ascendant Lord, doesn't it? What's the connection here? Why does the Ascendant Order care about this place? And why does Lord Bacaro have a suit of the Ascendant Lord's armor? What? But Lord Bacaro is a man of peace. Why secretly control the very order of rogue knights that are actively trying to destroy everything he's worked for? I don't understand. So he helped foster the conflicts on Galen, then stepped in to help with the Steadfast after the dust settled, all while making alliances with the victors. But his plans failed. No new Druid king has been crowned. Let me see that. Could this be accurate? Could Lord Bacaro be a direct descendant of Druid King Cassarain? Oh no. The carvings. I think I know why this place is important to Lord Bacaro. Examine the carvings. I'll explain what I see in them. Do you see? That's a stylized rendition of the Ivy Throne with the Druid King's regalia, the crown, staff, and gauntlet below it. Carved above the throne. That's the heraldry of House Mershad. So, Lord Bacaro, the Ascendant Lord, believes he's descended from the last Druid King through his mother's bloodline. He wants to become the Druid King and re-establish the Ivy Throne. That's why he went to Galen. He needs the Druid King's regalia. In and of themselves, the regalia have no innate power. They're symbols, nothing more. However, the very fact that the sacred seeds have been regrown into the crown, staff, and gauntlet give credence to the prophecy of the Druid King. The dream of Cassarain. The Druids of the archipelago have debated its meaning since it was first uttered so long ago. With the regalia, Lord Bacaro can proclaim that the conditions of the prophecy have been met and that he's the new Druid King. The prophecy holds deep significance for Druids. We've been waiting for its promise to manifest for a long, long time. We have to hurry. I must administer the antidote to Lady Arabelle and warn her of this betrayal. Meet me back at Mandrake Manor. Captain Marguerite's reputation is impeccable, and she seemed unaware of all this. But the same could be said about Lord Bacaro. Until we determine how far this corruption has spread into the Society of the Steadfast, we keep this to ourselves. Lady Arabelle, drink this. It will neutralize the poison. We discovered the source of the poison and something more. Our friend will tell you.
I knew you wouldn't let me down. Tell me what you uncovered, dear. Ugh, couldn't you have added a touch of cinnamon or honey to this, Ravana? No matter. I assume I will be hale and hearty again before long. Now, enough with the suspense. Tell me what you've uncovered, dear. The poison must have affected my hearing. Did you say Lord Bacaro is the Ascendant Lord? How can that be? He sponsored the peace talks. He started the Society of the Steadfast, which has done nothing but good for the archipelago and the mainland. Looking at things from this perspective puts the delays and how the Ascendant Order has managed to stay one step ahead of us in a very different light. But why go through all this trouble? What is Lord Bacaro actually planning? I feel better already. Well done, dear Ravana. As for this business about the Druid King, I read the reports from Galen. Some Druids truly believe that the Ivy Throne would be an improvement over the Ruby one. But all this chaos and murder... We've been hesitant for too long, unsure of where the next attack would come from. Now we know. It's coming from inside our circle, from someone we considered an ally, a friend. Take this, my friend. We'll deal with Bacaro soon enough. Looking back, we've been hesitant. I can't in good conscience start the peace talks while the Ascendant Lord, the man I knew was Lord Bacaro, is out there doing who knows what. I'm afraid I need your help again, my friend. We must keep the Druid King's regalia out of Bacaro's hands. Then we must assume that Count Stefan and Druid Laurel are in danger. If Lord Bacaro truly believes he's the heir to the Ivy Throne of the Druids, he'll stop at nothing to get his way. We must go to Galen and defend the remaining regalia. Druid Ravana and I will get Zaji to sail us to Galen. While we collect the staff from the Stonelore Circle, I want you to go to Count Stefan and protect the Druid King's crown. We'll meet you at Castle Mornard as soon as we can. I'll leave Captains Colleen and Suzo to guard the Alliance leaders while we go to Galen. First we protect the regalia, then we stop Lord Bacaro, or the Ascendant Lord, or whatever he calls himself. Now, get to Vastir and protect the crown. Druid Ravana's elixir has done wonders. I feel stronger already. Still, I was weak from the poison for a long time. I expect my recovery will be slow but persistent. Don't worry, dear. I'll leave the dangerous work to you and Ravana for now. I don't really know. I'm not an expert on Druidic law and prophecy. According to what you and Ravana discovered, Bacaro believes he's a direct descendant of Kasserine, the last Druid King. If he gains the regalia, he could make a claim for the title. I never underestimate anything when it comes to religious fervor, my dear. If nothing else, his connection to this legacy gives him a legitimate claim to power through his mother's bloodline. And many might see the Ivy Throne as preferable to the Ruby one. Because we don't know how far-reaching Bakaro's conspiracy is. The Alliance leaders are safe inside the palace, with their loyal captains watching over them. And we don't want them to hear of this betrayal yet. It would end the talks in a flash.